is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Part 1, Chapter 4. And we have come to a point where Sati has gone for the ceremony which her father is conducting. This is a kind of a yagya that is going on. But she has not been invited, neither is her husband Shiva has been invited. And yet when she goes over there, she is not given a warm welcome at all. Everybody treats her in a disrespectful manner, including her father. They don't even welcome her. So she gets very angry and upset. And she starts saying a lot of words to her father, giving him a peace of mind that he should have treated his son-in-law and his daughter nicely. So today we are going to understand what happens after that. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Part 1, Chapter 4, Verse 16. Do you think that greater, more respectable personalities than you, such as Lord Brahma, do not know this inauspicious person who goes under the name of Lord Shiva? He associates with the demons in the crematorium. His locks of hair are scattered all over his body. He is garlanded with human skulls and smeared with ashes from the crematorium. But in spite of all these inauspicious qualities, great personalities like Brahma honor him by accepting the flowers offered to his lotus feet and place them with great respect on their heads. Now, here is Sati talking to her own father. Her father is Daksha Prajapati. And if you recollect, Daksha Prajapati had insulted Shiva. He had called him a lot of names and told him that he dances with the demons and all these ghouls. He goes to the crematorium, smears all the ashes over his body. He's very uncouth, doesn't wear good clothes, and he is not treated nicely by the world. People don't respect him because he is not dressed for any occasion. He arrives on a bull. His entire coterie is made up of ghosts and ghouls, and they are basically the dead people also, kind of, And even after that, Brahmaji, who is the father of Daksha, treats him with so much of respect. He is extremely respectful to Shiva. He bows down at the feet of Shiva, takes the flower which is lying at the feet of Shiva and puts it, touches it with his eyes and his head. He does a lot of respectful activity in front of Shiva. Basically, respecting Shiva is extremely important, praying to him and treating him as the highest, which Brahmaji also does. So Sati is asking her father, when Shiva is such a great persona, why is it that you can't do anything for him? Why are you treating him like dirt? He's also your son-in-law. He's my husband. You need to have some amount of respect for him. And yet you're disrespecting him. You haven't even called us. You've called the whole world around. You've called all my sisters. Everybody is over here except me. I came on my own because I did not feel the difference between you and me. I feel that I belong over here, that is why I came. So this is what Sati is telling her own father, that he needs to respect Shiva. Sati continued, if one hears an irresponsible person blaspheme the master and the controller of religion, one should block his ears and go away if unable to punish him. But if one is able to kill, then one should by force cut off the blasphemer's tongue and kill the offender, and after that one should give up his own life. You tell me whether this is not the same teaching is in other religions also. Are you understanding what I am saying? Scriptures have been written with a code. Every scripture in every religion is written in a code. I was telling you all yesterday. It is near impossible for a common man to understand what the scripture is talking about. We can take literal meanings out of it. You know, when we say literal meaning is literally it is said, cut off this person, destroy this person if he is not bowing down to your God. Are you getting this point or no? If someone doesn't bow down to Shiva, if you are a weak person, you can go away from there. This is what is being said over here. But if you are a person who is strong enough, who has got the power, then she says, you can cut off that person's tongue and kill that person. Now this sounds so heinous. So if there is another person who is believing in some other God, are you supposed to destroy that person? Is that what is being mentioned over here? Please remember, all scriptures are allegorical. They are written in a language which is not possible for an average human being, and including some great people in this world, the YouTubers and all these people who give some satsangs, they also don't understand what is written. Who is this Sati? First you have to understand this. Who is this Shiva? Who is this Sati? Who is Daksha Prajapati? Does anybody know? We think that there is a Sati, there is a lady over there, a goddess. And there is a god called Shiva. And there is their father-in-law. Father-in-law is Daksha Prajapati. And then there is Brahmaji. He is the one who is a creator, we say. Has it ever occurred to you that it could be written in a code? All this is written in a code. It is not for a common man to decipher the code because he is unable to understand. Who is Sati? First, ask yourself this question. As we go along the other verses, I will try to tell you as much as I can. Spirituality is a subject which cannot be just open a book and read it and you will know everything about it. Spirituality is not a subject for kids. It's not a subject for the completely ignorant people because they are not going to understand anything. Can you imagine to become spiritually perfect? It takes you lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes, and you think that, oh, I saw Ramayana serial, I saw this serial, and I saw that movie, and I understand the story. No, sorry, boss, who's told you that? Who has told you that just by watching some blockbuster movie, I understand everything? The story. It is not a story. Something that you need to know. Only the great masters can tell you what this is all about. Now, normally it so happens that you will find that enlightened people also, so-called enlightened people also, make the mistake of doing the same thing. But that is wrong. It's the Lord Himself who has to come and explain to you what this is all about. Then only you will understand. Otherwise, it is not possible. So here, we are just doing a story for your sake. So that the common man thinks that, oh, this is about some woman called Sati. She's a daughter of Daksha Prajapati and her husband is Shivji. That's it. That is all you will know. It is just an allegorical story. Please understand this. And don't think you can know anything over here. It's not easy. So, when it is mentioned, somebody is saying something bad against a master and the controller of religion, either you need to block your ears, so don't listen to it, or go away from there, right? Or the third thing, cut off that person's tongue if you are capable of, and kill that person is what they are saying. This is the verse. How easy it is to misinterpret this. You know, people all over the world are misinterpreting their own scriptures. Kill the infidels is what they are saying. So if you say something about their God, you've got to be killed. This is what people think. No, the scripture has nothing to do with what is being mentioned over there. You are only going by literal meaning. That is wrong. So I hope you get the point. So let us try to understand first time literally what is being said. So if you are someone who doesn't like to hear good stuff about your own religion or about your own God, then you can either shut your ears or you can go away from there, or the third thing you can do is you can kill that person. This is what is being said. It's a simple understanding, isn't it? So simple it is said. It is nothing like that. So we will do it when we come to the couple of verses afterwards. Therefore, I shall no longer bear the unworthy body which has been received from you, who have blasphemed Lord Shiva. If someone has taken food which is poisonous, the best treatment is to vomit. So Sati is telling her father, you know, you have given this body to me. And I detest and I hate this body because you have given this body to me. I want you to understand, if I am an average human being applying this same knowledge, what is it that you are going to think of now? Haven't your father and mother given you this body? Your father and your mother have given you this body, right? All your characteristics, that is the physical characteristics to the mental characteristics, have come from your parents. It's a very simple thing, isn't it? Is your body worthy enough? When you yourself are, talking nonsense in this world, are you really worthy enough to have this body? First and foremost, you should feel disgusted with this body of yours. What have your parents taught you all? Your parents has taught you, go do good studies, you come out in good ranks, take up a good job, settle down in your life. Okay, get married, have children, have a house, have all possessions. That is all they have taught you. What religion have they taught you? Oh, of course, they have taught you some kind of a religion. When you want something from God, go and sit in front of that that murti over there, or go to some temple and beg, beg, beg and beg. This is what they have taught you. And you have been brainwashed into thinking like this. Whereas the reason for your birth is completely different. Why are you here? You are here to attain the highest. And when you are here to attain the highest, it simply means you have to overcome this body of yours. So the body which has been given to you by your parents is a tainted body with all kinds of desires. Isn't this body of yours full of desires? Haven't your parents taught you, you got to have money, you got to have this, you got to have that, good house, you got to get a good job, you should be well settled in your life? Isn't that what your parents and this world has taught you? Well, they have taught you everything wrong. Spirituality is not a subject they are proficient in. Your parents have absolutely zero idea about spirituality. They will say, oh, you go and by heart this, Bhagavad Gita, say the verses, do this, do that. But not one word from that will be understood by you. This book that we are doing, which is called the Srimad Bhagavatam, if anybody can understand even one word, they will reach God, but hardly anybody understands. So the next stage is detesting what you have been given. You got to hate this thing. This body of yours which has been actually nurtured by your parents and made you think of all the material worldly things. Get married, settle down, have a lot of money, have children. That is what they have told you, isn't it? Sati is being very clear to her own father. She says, therefore, I shall no longer bear this unworthy body which has been received from you. When you say something bad about my God, if someone has taken food which is poisonous, you need to vomit it out, right? How can you accept something like this? It is better to execute one's own occupational duty than to criticize others. Elevated transcendentalists may sometimes forego the rule and regulation of the Vedas, since they do not need to follow them, just as the demigods travel in space, where ordinary men travel on the surface of the earth. Here, there is a quotation from the Vedas. The reason why you have been given this body of yours is to execute your own occupational duty. What is your occupational duty? If you are a man, what is your occupational duty? Do you know, if you are a Hindu, so-called Hindu, do you say these words that I come from this gotra, this particular lineage? Do you say these words, yes or no? Are you proud of your ancestry, yes or no? Do you talk about Sri Ram and Sri Krishna and the ancient civilization of yours, yes or no? You are so proud of all this lineage of yours that when you go to the temple, when the person asks you your gotra and this and that, you keep on spouting it. But are you doing the occupational duty which has been prescribed by your gotra? No. You are an IT engineer. You are a clerk in a big organization. That is what you are. Your designation could be general manager, could be vice president, you could be a CEO of any, any of these foreign companies. Does your Gotra and your lineage say that you are supposed to do that? No. All these great sheikhs of these worlds, okay, all the Sundar Pichais of this world, they have gone off the track. Are you understanding what I am saying? They are not following the Vedic scriptures at all. Coming once in a while to India and going to Balaji's temple over there is not the criteria, sir. You have not followed the dictates of your Veda. Your job is to do your occupational duty. If you are a so-called Brahmin, why have you stopped wearing the Janevu? You know that white thread that is there. Why have you stopped giving, talks on your own religion? Why have you stopped saying the Gayatri Mantra? Why have you stopped doing all these things? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? And you seem to be a proud Hindu. That is not a done thing. Are you getting it or no? So please understand, your Janma, your reason for existence is to do what is called as an occupational duty. And please do not criticize others. Are you getting it or no? Don't try to criticize other people. First, look at yourself, your own self. Look at your own self. Are you doing your occupational duty? No. Your religion, your Gotra says you are supposed to be a farmer. You have gone and taken engineering degree, gone abroad, settled down over there and working as some kind of a nonsensical stuff abroad. Is that called farming? No. No. Think what is being said over here. So, what is Sati telling? She is saying, as per the scriptures, it is mentioned that these people, every person should follow their occupational duty. And they should be doing what their Gotra and their religion and their ancestors were doing. They're supposed to do that. If suppose your grandfather or a great grandfather or this great great grandfather was a doctor, why are you not a doctor? What makes you think that you can be an IT consultant? You can't be. When idiots in this world talk about psychophancy and they say, oh, this person is an actor, his son is also an actor. They are doing their job. Come on. They were actors in the past. They are doing the same acting. Even during that, many ancient times also, if there were dancers, today there are dancers also, aren't there? If somebody is there in music, are they in music also today? Yes. Have you seen some villages where everybody is a musician? One of my disciples, her entire village is into music and dance. She also does the same thing. I am happy she is doing something, a duty, which is her occupational duty. She will reach the heavens. But all you people who are supposedly working in some organization somewhere, you are anyway going to go to hell. Can you not understand this? So, it is only those who are spiritually perfect, only the transcendentalist, the spiritually perfect people, they are entitled not to follow that dharma of theirs. They are supposed to do what their guru says so. Are you getting it? Since they do not need to follow them, just as a demigods travel in space where ordinary man travels on the surface of the earth. Only the enlightened masters or those who have gone beyond in spiritual perfection can leave their occupational duties. Only those people are entitled. You are not. The day you become enlightened, then you can leave whatever you are doing. In the Vedas, there are directions of two kinds of activities. Activities for those who are attached to material enjoyment, and activities for those who are materially detached. In consideration to these two kinds of activities, there are two kinds of people who have different symptoms. If one wants to see two kinds of activities in one person, that is contrary and is contradictory. But both kinds of activities may be neglected by a person who is transcendentally situated. This is a very clear explanation given by Sati to her father about Shiva. Shiva is an enlightened one. He is not entitled to bow down to anybody. That is his entitlement. He can say, I am not interested in any of these things. I don't want to attend any functions. I don't want to eat food. I don't want to be a part of this life. He can say those words because only he is enlightened. As per the Vedas, there are two kinds of people. One who is in the material enjoyment world. 99.9% of the people are of this kind. Can you understand this? They are supposed to enjoy their material worldly life. So if you are not a spiritualist, there is no point in being over here. Are you getting this point? Think like this. Here the most important part is that if you are a material worldly person, your job is to enjoy the material worldly life. So get married, settle down, have children. You can keep on running after money. You can buy as many cars as you want. You can have money in the bank. Of course, you can do all these kind of things. But then spirituality is not the subject for you. No. You become a pure material worldly person. And the other kind of person who is materially detached. This person is not interested in wealth, neither is he interested in family, nor is he interested in anything around him. So this is the second type of a person. This second type of a person is called a spiritual person. All right? And the activities also differ. So they have different kinds of activities. They have different kinds of symptoms also. So there was a few days ago, somebody called me up and he said, I feel completely bereft of this family life of mine. I don't know what to do. I feel as if I don't belong to this family. Wife, children, house, this, that, so many things. I feel as if I have lost over here. I am just play acting. I'm just doing it because I need to do this. So I said, it's a good thing for you because you are in spiritual. So being in spiritual, if you feel this kind of detachment, that is the best thing for you to do. All right. So these are the two kinds of people that we have to see. So there are two kinds of things. And now please understand, one person cannot have these two qualities. Do you get the point? You cannot have both these qualities in one person. So if you are on the path of spiritual and if you are a detached person, you cannot be craving after money, family, household, life, this, that, all these things. You can't. That is separate. She says very clearly, if one wants to see two kinds of activities in one person, it is contradictory. See, who are the people who can join the spiritual world? One is a person who has reached an age of 40 plus, because after that starts the third stage of life. If you are 40 and above, your third stage of life has actually started. It is called the Vanaprastha. Okay? That means you have to start giving up your material worldly life. You may be married, You may have children. Now, after the age of 40 and all, I don't think you should have a active sexual lifestyle. That is something which is not at all permitted. But you are going ahead with it. There are people who are 80 years old getting married also today. Well, those are the material worldly people. You can't mix around with them. So if you are in spiritual, you have to give up that kind of a life. You can't be, every day going and doing whatever that you were doing when you're 20 and 30 years old. No, you can't. Even your body will say so. Are you understanding? Your body is telling you that after the age of 40, 45, you can't be having children. Isn't that what is being told by your own body? Are you getting the point or no? You are overripe for that activity. You can have children between 20 to 40. It's okay. But beyond 40, no, your body is also rejecting it. But you are interested in, having everyday activity, which is not a done thing. If you are in spiritual, you have to give up all these activities. Slowly and steadily, giving up. Move towards spiritualism. Your material worldly life has given you misery, you know that, no? Every day is miserable, isn't it? And because this miserable life of yours is there, running after money, running after things, every day you are doing it. Why are you still in that? So, what is Sati saying over here? That if there are two types of people, one is someone who is purely material, he should not bother coming over here. And if somebody is in spiritual, he needs to give up that other activity completely. Slowly but steadily, you have to give it up. And the same person cannot be doing both these activities. Got it? Now, next verse we'll do. My dear father, the opulence we possess is impossible for either you or your flatterers to imagine. For persons who engage in fruitive activities by performing great sacrifices are concerned with satisfying their bodily necessities by eating foodstuffs offered as a sacrifice. We can exhibit our opulence simply by desiring to do so. This can be achieved only by great personalities who are renowned self-realized souls. Sati is talking to her father. This is a very important verse for people. What is she saying over here? She is saying egoistic people in this world. There are fantastic egoistic people in this world. What do they do? After they come onto this path of some spiritual, like after the age of 40, 45 and all, they want to get more involved in spiritualism. We will go to this temple, we will go to that temple, we will do this puja, we will do that puja. They keep on doing this. After the age of 40, 45. They believe that this is how you have to reach God. So, these people imagine these things and they engage in fruitive activities. What are the fruitive activities? I want to be in spiritual. I want to be lost on Krishna. I want to be lost in Shiva. So I will go and Mahakaleshwar and this one and that one. And all those Char Dham Yatra. They want to do this. Have you noticed all these oldies, all the old people, they want to visit these places? I will go to Banaras, I'll go to Allahabad. Nowadays, Allahabad, Prayagraj. I want to visit this temple. I want to visit that temple. I want to perform this yagya. I want to perform that puja and part over there. Well, they have motivation in this world. You know what is the motivation? Their life should be better. Their children should be settled. Mother and father, they go to all these places so that their children's lives are better. That they can have a good retired life. Have you noticed this kind of people or no? They love to do these kind of things. They perform great sacrifices as concerned with satisfying their bodily necessities. And they will go and eat prasad somewhere or the other. Ye khane se, if I eat this, I will reach this place. See the number of people going to Tirupati and running after that laddu. Have you noticed it or no? This is a very common thing in India. We love to do this kind of a thing. So she says, so this is one type of a person. He's always running after all these kind of things. That is you, Mr. Daksha Prajapati. She's talking to her father. You are the one who is conducting this yajna. You are the one who wants so many things. You have so many daughters. You have settled down in your life. And yet on top of it, why are you performing these yajnas and all these kind of puja parts? She says, we like, and you want to show your opulence. Have you seen those 40, 50-year-old women who are visiting these Balaji temples and all these temples? They are dressed in some finery. You go abroad and you see all these, temples abroad. They will wear Kanjivaram saris and Banarasi silks and wear gold and jewelry and this and that. As they look at their ages, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60-year-old. Why are you showing your opulence to this world? Oh, we have these ceremonies going on in our place. No, boss, you're not understanding. You are going to go to hell even if you do that ceremony. Sati is telling her father, you want to show off. That is why you are doing this. Got it or no? Only great personalities, that means spiritually perfect people. They don't indulge in anything. They are not even interested in doing this kind of activities. They don't do any puja part. They don't go to any places also. They don't care about it because they are enlightened. They don't have any motivation. They are not even running after getting this or that. They are least bothered. So she says, you, Daksha Prajapati, you should have been something like this. Now, you are an offender at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. And unfortunately, I have a body produced from yours. I am very much ashamed of my bodily relationship and I condemn myself because my body is contaminated by a relationship with a person who is an offender of the lotus feet of this great personality Shiva. This is something which is very dangerous. She is right in what she is talking. She is telling her father, my dear father, you have given me this body. I hate this body of mine because you have produced this body of mine. It is from you and my mother that both of you have given this body. I'm ashamed to be your daughter. If there is a mother or if there is a father who has said something bad about your own Ishta, now you may have your own Ishta, Some of you have Guru in their life. Some of them have some Ishta of their life. And these idiots, the parents, they speak ill about that Ishta. They say bad words. They say whatever they feel like in their life. They call names. This body, which has been coming from them, is not worthy of it then. So, I'm very much ashamed of our bodily relationship. I'm ashamed of being a relative of yours. You are a father of this body? I hate this body. I don't like it at all. You have the cheek to call Shiva some kind of names? He is my Ishta. He is my husband. He is my final authority in my world. He is the greatest personality. And you are an offender. You have said something wrong. I don't even want to meet you. I have just come over here to show you this. Because of your family relationship, when Lord Shiva addresses me as Dakshayani, I am at once becoming morose, and my jolliness and my smile at once disappears. I feel very much sorry that my body, which is like a bag, has been produced by you. I shall therefore give it up. Here is Sati talking to her father. Sometimes Shivji calls her Dakshayani, Daksha's daughter. You know, many a times you have a name which is your father's name. You always like to take your father's name or your mother or your father's side name, disrespecting the family that you have joined. Suppose you belong to one family. You are now married, you have become that person. And if you are called by your father and your mother's name, you should be ashamed of it. Because if they are the people who are speaking ill about your Ishta, why are you still having their name? This is what she is asking. She is saying, you know, I feel disgusted having your name attached to me. Because your name is creating this identity of mine that this body belongs to you and your dirty family. I hope you are getting this point. The day she is called Dakshayani, it is the worst thing on planet Earth to be called by somebody else's daughter. When that daughter herself, you know, she has been abused by her father and her mother, calling names to her guru or to her ishta, her own husband. You know, one thing you got to understand, your husband is your ishta if you are a woman. And if somebody says something bad about him, you should not even have any relationship with that family of yours. This is what Sati is teaching us. That the past relationships that you have with your so-called parents needs to be given up if they don't treat your your husband nicely. This is what it is said. So Sati is telling, because of our family relationship, when Lord Shiva, when my husband says, you are Dakshayani, you are Daksha's daughter, I became very sad and morose. I feel very sad. Why am I being called this one's daughter? And my jolliness and my smile disappears. I feel very much sorry for this body of mine. It is like a bag, you know, which you have produced. So she says, I want to give up this body because it is tainted to that extreme. I don't like this body because you have tainted it. Which religion teaches you this? But you know, our people are so much attached to our own parentage and these kind of things. When the parents themselves are abusing whomsoever, that is your ishta. That is not a done thing. So Maitreya the sage told Vidura, O annihilator of enemies, while thus speaking to her father in the arena of sacrifice, Sati sat down on the ground and faced north. Dressed in saffron garments, she sanctified herself with water, closed her eyes to absorb herself in the process of mystic yoga. First of all, she sat in the required sitting posture, and then she carried the life air upwards and placed it in the position of the equilibrium near the navel. There she raised her life air mixed with intelligence to the heart and then gradually towards the pulmonary passage and from there to between her eyebrows. Thus, in order to give up her body, which has been so respectfully and affectionately seated on the lap of Shiva, who is worshipped by great sages and saints, Sati, due to anger towards her father, began to meditate on the fiery air within her body. Now, this is something which I wouldn't want anybody to think of, because this is a technique of giving up the body. You are not entitled for performing, please understand what is dangerous for people. In their mind, they have this action called suicide and this and that. No, you are not entitled for that. You are going to go to hell if you do that. If you try to do something dangerous, it is not allowed. This is Sati. What is she doing? She has told her father, I want to perform this action, which means it's a self-immolation action. It should not be. It should not be misinterpreted by human beings. So she sits in a certain position in the north, facing north, and so on and so forth. All this action is mentioned over here, not to be, tried by anybody, please. It's not important. So she has to give up her body. That is why she is doing this. Sati concentrated all her meditation on the holy lotus feet of her husband, Lord Shiva, who is the supreme spiritual master of all this world. Thus she became completely cleansed of all the taints of sins and quit her body in a blazing fire by meditation on the fiery element. So Sati does this. You got to focus on the divine Lord's feet. The essence of divinity is at the feet of the spiritual master. He is the spiritual master of this whole world. My Gurudev, who is Dattatreya, is the essence of the three gods. If you go to North India, you will find that he is considered as a teacher of Gorakhnath and Matsyendranath. The Nath Sampradaya comes from Shiva's lineage, by the way. Shivji. He is the supreme master from where this lineage has come. He is the spiritual master. And Sati is married to Shiva. So she takes the name of Shiva, gets completely immersed in the feet of Shiva, and then she gives up. When Sati annihilated her body in anger, there was a tumultuous roar all over the universe. Why had Sati, the wife of the most respectable demigod Lord Shiva, quit her body in such a manner? It was astonishing that Daksha, who is a Prajapati, the maintainer of all living entities, who was so disrespectful to his own daughter Sati, who is not only chaste but also a great soul, that she gave up her body because of his neglect. Daksha, who is hard-hearted, that he is unworthy to be a Brahmana with great extensive ill fame, because of his offense to his daughter, because of not having prevented her death, and because of the great envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Daksha Prajapati, who is the father of Sati, should have taken care not to endanger his own daughter's life and should not have spoken ill about Shivji. This is a very important thing which he should not have done. He is a Brahmana. He is Brahmaji's son and he should not have said those words. But because of his ego and arrogance, he has said those words. You understand? These words should never be uttered. Not even in sleep, not even in a dream, which he has done. And naturally, this is going to go against Daksha Prajapati. Whatever goodness and whatever spiritual perfection that he might have achieved in his life will go down the drain because he has not even helped his daughter. They came forward forcibly while people were talking among themselves about the wonderful voluntary death of Sati. The attendants who had come with readied themselves to kill Daksha with his weapons. They came forward forcibly, but Bhrigu Muni saw the danger and offering oblations to the southern side of the sacrificial fire, immediately uttered mantric hymns from the Yajur Veda by which the destroyers of the Yagyas performance could be killed immediately. Now, naturally, those who had come with Sati, Shivji's Ganas, they got very angry and they wanted to kill Daksha. And they wanted to destroy that whole place up. But when they tried, Bhrigu Muni, who was over there, he was very much upset about it, because this, nobody should destroy a yagya. Nobody. So he created, from his own being, he created entities which will come and destroy those who are trying to destroy the yagyas. When Bhrigu Muni offered oblations in the fire, immediately many thousands of these demigods named Ribhus became manifested. All of them were powerful, having achieved strength from Soma, the moon. When the Ribhu demigods attacked the ghost and the Guhyakas with half-buried fuel from the Yagya fire, all the attendants of Sati fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Tejas or Brahminical powers. So Bhrigu Muni is trying to ensure that the Yagya is not destroyed. So he creates an entity called Ribhus. Now these Ribhus drive away all these Ganas from there. They all go hither, thither in all different directions, and then they disperse. So we have come to the end of this chapter, chapter 34. And when I talk about it after this, I will give you all the explanation of what exactly has happened over here. That is the spiritual explanation. Okay, so we will stop over here at verse 34.
Recording stopped.